Hi loves, it's Elle and welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for being here and happy Skincare Sunday. Today we're going to be talking all about the topic of green, non-toxic beauty and what that means to me. So if you want to know more about that, hit the subscribe button, share this video with somebody you think might like it, and let's do it. Alright, so for another probably very unpopular opinion of video, let's just do this. I get a lot of questions all about, hey Elle, how do you feel about the label green beauty or natural beauty or non-toxic, okay? And I know that a lot of people have very strong opinions about this topic. So I just want to start off by saying this is just my personal belief. You do not have to agree with me, and that is totally fine. You know, here on my channel, I welcome all views as long as they are done respectfully and kindly. We can all have different of opinion, okay? We don't have to all believe the same thing, but this is just how I feel. This is how I choose to approach cosmetics in general, and it is different in different parts of the world, and we'll be getting to that. So if you want to know kind of how I feel, this is as such. I feel that I have to classify, probably obviously in 2020, I'm going cruelty free. And people have asked me a lot, like, why are you going cruelty free? Or why do you even have to say you're going cruelty free? The reason being is I'm trying to make a statement that a lot of other beauty bloggers or beauty people on the internet or on YouTube actually have started out as a cruelty-free channel and then had to revert to a more mainstream idea because it's hard. It's hard to find products that are truly cruelty-free. And then you get into the topic, which I was talking with another subscriber about, is, you know, the brand might be cruelty-free, but then the parent company might not be cruelty-free. And that goes for green beauty as well. I mean, the parent company might not be a green-friendly company, but the brand is. And that can totally be very much a reality, that the brand has its own philosophies and values that the parent company does not share. That does not discount that company at all, or that brand. So it's going to be something for me to think about. I don't know how I would actually review any makeup, because if you look, there's about 3 to 4 large companies that now own pretty much 90% of the beauty business out there. And many of those parent companies are not cruelty free, but many of the brands are, and are green or are natural or are non-toxic, all those things. So it's definitely going to have to be something that I'm going to have to think about, but I don't know if there'd be much for me to review if I did that, but we'll talk about that at another point. So green beauty, what does this mean? Now, in the United States, for my personal opinion, as far as I know, we have to classify things as cruelty-free or green, natural, non-toxic, because, again, in my opinion, we don't follow the EU regulations. In Europe, you know, animal testing has been banned for, I think, since 2012. And that's a long time, so they don't have to say it anymore, like this product is cruelty-free, you know, or this product doesn't contain all the various things that the EU has banned. And we in the United States, I feel we have to classify because we don't have those standards yet, which is unfortunate and a shame. The reason, so what green beauty is, in my opinion, is something that takes an approach that is usually, and I'm speaking in general, this is not for everything, but in general, those companies that are more green or natural take on the thought process or philosophy that a little less processed ingredients are better for the skin, or, you know, for overall health of the body, okay? They also usually are more sustainably sourced ingredients. So these companies usually have more of a focus on, you know, non-GMO, organic, harvesting ingredients very ethically, and that's important. So how else are they supposed to differentiate themselves? I understand that the classification or the title green beauty is not everyone's cup of tea, okay? But I don't know how else they would differentiate themselves if there wasn't a title like that. Yes, it is totally a title, okay? It's just a marketing word, okay? Same with natural, same with organic, same with, GMO, non-GMO. I mean, these are marketing terms, but they also mean things to many people, and they mean things to me. I like a company that doesn't use a ton of, I don't know, synthetic fragrance, say. I would love a company that uses a little bit more naturally derived ingredients. I love a company that uses a naturally derived vitamin A. I love a company that uses squalene from olives instead of animals. I love a company that doesn't use phthalates and coal tar and formaldehyde and things of that nature. Now, you're going to say, well, is there a lot of studies that this stuff is toxic? I mean, it depends on how you classify studies, okay? Yes, there is a lot of different research being done as we personally speak on certain ingredients. Like, for example, parabens. The studies that are out that would be necessarily classified as a very valid, yes, you should put them in stuff, or no, you shouldn't use them, are really kind of murky at this moment. There isn't necessarily double-blind studies. The FDA hasn't come out with a stance on parabens, things of that nature. But there's enough suspicion, not only with parabens and a whole bunch of other things, other types of ingredients that are suspect. And yes, we have a tendency to overuse the word toxic or toxin. And I do agree, it is overused. And because toxins or toxic really implies something that is detrimental to the health of a person. But some of these have very suspect studies out right now that why not err on the side of caution? That's all I'm saying, okay? Why not err on the side of wanting things to be a little bit more simple? Wanting things to be a little bit more on, I don't know what other words to use, but on the more of the natural side. I understand that everything in this world is a chemical, so I don't have a problem with chemicals. That's not my problem. I know other people do. But water's a chemical. I mean, there's so many things in this world that are chemicals. And nature or natural products, so like stuff that you could make at home, DIYs, sometimes are way worse for you than any chemical derived product out there, okay? So there is a healthy balance between the two. But my stance on this green beauty and this natural, beauty tip is that why can't we just be on the side of caution? That's all. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying to go far left or far right, but do your own research if you're concerned about a product. Just do your own research. That's why we talked about recently that I love to refer back to the EU standards of ingredients, because I feel, in my personal opinion and what I've researched, is that a lot of the reasons why EU has banned or limited certain ingredients is because of studies that have come out that have given them enough, enough pause for concern that they decided to err on the side of caution. That's all we're saying, okay? So I do think for some companies they use it to appear better than other companies that don't use it, and that's not cool. But for the most part, for the brands at least that I typically, follow and, enjoy, I never see them, kind of trying to you know, tear down another brand. Now, there is one brand that I won't say, but if you follow them on social media, because I don't want to call anybody out here, but there is a brand that's sold at Target that just got picked up by Ulta that is a more natural brand or good for you brand that does call out certain brands and they'll do comparisons side by sides, like this is clean, this is better, you know, or this is bad for you. And I don't love that kind of marketing. Just stand behind your product and just tell them what it is. So I know this is a lot of rambling, but I get a lot of questions about this. This is just how I feel. I mean, I try my best to purely eat organic. My daughter has almost purely eaten organic her whole entire life. Yes, there's a cause for concern with pesticides in your food. You can totally disagree with me, but that's just my personal opinion. And I'm concerned about it, okay? I'm concerned about artificial coloring in her food. Okay, so I try to limit those things, right? I try to limit synthetic sugars, things like that. So that's how I approach cosmetics, skincare, makeup. The best of my ability, I try my best, okay? I try to lean more towards that. You'll see, obviously, if you watch my channel enough, I lean more that way in skincare because I do love some good, you know, kind of not great ingredient cosmetics, but that's for another day. But you know, that's what my whole take is, and I do feel like it's sweeping the industry. I don't know why it's gotten such a bad rap when, in my opinion, these companies are just trying to help people. They're just, I mean, obviously they're trying to make a dollar. Okay, I got it, right? I'm not stupid. They're all trying to make a dollar. They're trying to find their niche. I get it. But for the most part, at least for the brand creators or brand founders that I've either read about their story or I've actually personally talked to, they want to help people. They want to give them better for you ingredients that don't have as much suspect, you know, or could have potentially harmful things happening to your skin for, you know, using them, okay? You have to remember, the skin is the largest organ of our body. What we put on it does go into our skin. How far does it go into the bloodstream? But it does, that's for you to say. But it does go into the body, so you do have to start thinking about, what am I putting on my face, okay? So I think there's a happy balance between all of it, because I know that a lot of you guys are gonna call me out because I do Botox. I haven't done it in over 7 months, so I have nothing in my face right now, and I only do it twice a year, okay? For me, there's a balance in life, okay? There is a balance, there is, you know, I'm not perfect. Like, if I really wanted to go for this, I would be vegan. I would wear nothing but like hemp, you know, which I'm not saying is bad. I'm just saying, why do we have to be so extreme, okay? Why does it have to be one way or the other? There is a balanced approach to everything, I feel. So I just try to use a little bit more natural ingredients in my skincare. I love the approach of osmosis. I love the approach of Lemieux. I love the approach of Corez. I love the approach of, you know, Tatcha. You know, all of these things. I love the approach of so many skincare brands out there that combine science, because science is very important, and a little bit more of a holistic approach. That's all, okay? Again, this is my personal belief, and you can do as you see fit. I'm sure a lot of you guys try to eat organic or use a little bit cleaner, quote unquote, cleaner products, and then might indulge in a glass of wine or a beer every now and then. Or indulge in a filler in your face, or you know, indulge in a lot of different things, okay? So again, there's balance in our life, and I find balance by trying my best to eat the best I can, take supplements, try to go a little bit more holistic with my skincare, and do the best I can. And that's really honestly my approach to this topic. Another reason why I'm talking about it is because I've gotten a lot of questions about it and how I feel about it, okay? So that's just my take. But I do want to share with you about something that just got to my attention. One of my subscribers sent this to me, and it's from Sephora, and it's very interesting. All right, so this is on Sephora'S.com. Now, whether you like it or not, in the United States, I don't really necessarily know around the world. I'm uneducated on that. But Sephora is a pretty much of a leader in the beauty industry, okay? Most companies want to get into Sephora. Ulta's pretty much right behind them, or if not equal to them now. So these type of companies are leaders in driving forces into the beauty industry. So they just came out with a new policy called the Sephora Public Chemicals Policy. I don't love the name of it because chemicals are a lot of things, like we just had a conversation about, but this is the problem, is everybody's trying to make this a little bit simpler to understand. So they're not trying to demonize every single chemical, but this is just their stance. I will put it in the description box for you so you can read it for yourself. It's pretty interesting. So this is their vision. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's 4 pages, but their vision for this Sephora Public Chemical Policy. Our clients come to Sephora with the trust and knowledge that we offer the best selection of high-quality beauty products. Our responsibility to clients includes an increasing focus on product safety and sustainability, which I love. As part of our chemical management work, we have developed a public chemicals policy for our full assortment that proactively seeks to strengthen ingredient safety and transparency. I think it's fantastic. So this is really focusing on brands they bring into the company, as well as Sephora collection, okay? As well as Sephora collection. I was looking into their skincare yesterday when I was trying to make another Sephora order. So I'm dabbling to see what I want to try from them. It says what our chemical policy covers. This policy applies to intentionally added ingredients used to formulate products sold by Sephora, including third-party brands globally in stores and online. So it goes in here and it talks about that they are basically following the EU standards. So they're basically making an internal restricted substance list that goes beyond the 1,300 plus ingredients restricted by the European Union. I don't know. I mean, for me, I think this is kind of huge, and I don't know why no one is talking about this. Whether you believe this or not, it's honestly like, it's a really interesting read. This obviously was the catalyst of this was their Clean at Sephora that they started a little while ago. So basically what they say is they're going to, they believe in making informed decisions around safer chemicals and in disclosure in the following areas. High priority chemicals. So from their third-party brands, Sephora has identified a list of high priority chemicals for reduction and elimination from our assortment. And then they have a whole list of them. Safer alternatives. So Sephora has committed to encouraging the replacement of high priority chemicals with safer alternatives, that type of stuff. Transparency and consumer knowledge. So talking about obviously about transparency in formulations, which is always great. So then they go on to have 2 pages full of high priority chemicals that they are wanting to have out of their own personal brand and their third party partners. I do want to read you this one last part and then we'll kind of have a conversation about this. Sephora actively funded, sorry, this is like really small, I'm trying to read it. Actively funded and have participated in product safety rating system collaborative process to accelerate sustainability in the industry, including promoting the use of safer chemicals. In 2018, Sephora joined the Green Chemistry and Commerce Council, which is GC3, a multi-stakeholder effort to drive the commercial adaptation of green chemistry, and we regularly attend the GC3 Inventors Roundtable. So this is what they're saying, is basically there is a trend in going more green and more clean, and they are now following in the footsteps of the EU, which I think is fantastic. It talks about that they are very active in this community. They're very active in the sustainability process of their own products as well as third-party products. So to me, I look at this and I find this to be really freaking cool. So I just don't understand why this is a bad thing. Again, like I did say though, I don't love the word chemicals, but it is a list of chemicals that they either want to reduce or limit or completely eliminate. And again, you can put this, I'll put this in the description box so you can read. But I do want to end this and round this out by saying not all chemicals are bad. Not all of them are good. And also not all natural products are good. Citrus scents in things is really harmful to the skin, especially if you are sensitive, okay? So not all things that are classified as good are good. So just find that balance. I think most companies are not formulating products to hurt you. I really, really don't. I think that that would be a bad decision for them. But I do think that there are companies that go the cheaper route, and sometimes the ingredients will be affected by that, okay? And maybe sourcing is now less than desirable. Maybe they're going with a cheaper alternative, maybe one that doesn't do as much. You know, there's just a lot of things. So for me, in the United States, this does not go for all the rest of the world, but in the United States, I feel the clean or green or natural title is kind of important because, again, we're not governed by the EU standards of cosmetic safety. That's it. If we were, I don't necessarily know if it would be so important for us to call out this type of, category, because you already know that you're already being governed much more effectively with the EU standards, okay? I know a lot of people think that the EU is overreacting, that they take things out for no reason, but, that's how we feel about the FDA, that they're not reacting enough and, they're allowing too much. So obviously there's always going to be two sides of the coin. Please, if you want to, I would love a discussion in the description or in the comment section. Please keep it kind. Please keep it respectable. This is a community of love and support and lifting up one another. We can always have difference of opinion, but let's do it kind, and let's do it with kind of a warm heart and an open mind, okay, to something different that you might not have thought of. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you sitting through my little chatty chat, Skincare Sunday, and I'll see you on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Bye, loves.